Hey guys, I saw that several people have been asking about more video tutorials for LAS on the Audio Bro forums, so I thought I would pitch in and create a small tutorial to help you get set up with LAS, especially using the ARC tool. I devised a way of setting up LAS through ARC, which works through a per section format, so to speak. It allows me to create separate tracks for every DVC. So I'd be able to have, for example, first chair, DVC A, DVC B, C, or the full section with all the articulations um, directly available per track. Let me show you about this. So if I go to add instrument track, and I add an instance of Kontakt 5. If you look at the instruments folder, the patch folder, it's actually going to be per instrument. So if I go to viola's first chair, for example, this is going to show us the patches that are available, the articulations that are available for the viola first chair instrument. So keep in mind that this changes slightly per instrument or per section or per DVC because you won't always have the same articulations available to you. You can see here that I've got 02, 03, 05, 06, 07. Though this actually corresponds to each MIDI channel because we'll be missing certain articulations. Like for number one was usually with last full was the legato, no, the Sordino long patch. And we're also missing the thrills patch, for example. So this actually allows me to have a better workflow and better understanding of how to set up my ARC system, and I hope it might actually help you guys out too. So I'll demonstrate this using this set of patches so that you get what I'm saying. So first we're going to actually add the ARC multi. So let's add the ARC starter. Yes. And now comes the little trick. So we've got the ARC now, we can hide that away. And we see that we're missing MIDI channel 01 and MIDI channel 04. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a blank instrument for these channels so that when we add these in, it will actually allow us to immediately have the right MIDI routing. Okay, so we've got first channel here. I can go ahead and add these two patches. Then I'll add a second blank instrument. And I'll finally add the last patches. So now that I've got all my patches set up, I'm just going to do a quick check, and we'll see that we got 02 corresponding to MIDI channel 2. We're going to see that we've got 05 corresponding to MIDI channel 5. So, oh, there we go. So this all seems to be right. So what we're going to be able to do now is to reduce these, and we'll see 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 are correctly set up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the ARC and we're going to start setting up. So bear in mind that we said that number 1 and number 4 were not available as articulation patches. So we're going to leave these two blank. What we're going to do is we're going to create viola instances for all the relevant MIDI channels. And once this is done, we'll be able to start assigning the right articulations to these channels. Let's go here, and let's check it out. So we've got legato sustained, tremolo, staccato, spiccato, and pizzicato. Okay, so if we go back to the arc now, we can set this up. So legato is right, tremolo is here, staccato, spiccato, and pizzicato. There we go. Okay, now we can go get out of setup and we can start fooling around with stage and color. Stage and color will allow you to have different reverb types and different tonal characteristics to also remind the listener of different movies, hence the presets. So we're just going to choose Shaw's Redemption just for today's example. And I usually like to show just what I'm working with, so I'm going to go to Viola's first chair, and this will allow me to see where I'm positioned, and then I'm going to select the section, the category that corresponds to the divisi. So we're going to select first chair. This will show us that we've got the right channels active, and we're going to hit transmit. So now that this has been set up correctly, we're going to be able to set up our expression map. I'm using Cubase, so I'm going to use expression maps, but if you want, you could theoretically use key switches. I'm not going to go into this. I'm just going to use the expression map that I've customized from an expression map which was created by Scott Lewis, which you can actually find on Steinberg's website. So now that that's done, we're going to close Kontakt, and we're going to import a little piece of MIDI that I created prior to shooting this video, and we're going to go to expression maps. We're going to go to the expression map setup panel, and we're going to load a custom expression map, and there we go. So what you'll have to understand is the following, is that each articulation is set up through these different lines here. Okay, you can click on plus to add another line and add another potential articulation, knowing that the basses, for example, can have Bartok pizzicato, or that some non-first chair divisi sections will have the legato, the Sordino long patch. So you'll have to add those on your own, because this one is actually more for the first chairs. Okay, so we'll just check it here. Okay, we're going to check now. This is set up through our MIDI channels. So if we check here, we're going to see channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, which doesn't exist because there are no thrills and violas. So we can actually even delete those if you want, if you were keen in creating a per instrument expression map. But I'm just going to keep it there because it doesn't bother me that much. So staccato for 5, spiccato for 6, and pizzicato for channel 7. Okay, so this means that we are done essentially with our expression map setup, and we can start playing. So if I close this and I double click on my MIDI data, I'll have to assign the expression map, and I'll see that I've got all my different articulations correctly set up. If you have any questions, you can contact me directly on the forum in the thread that I've posted this in, or you can send me a quick PM and I'll be glad to give you any other info that you might need. And yeah, have a good day.